Good morning, and thank you for finding your mat. Again, today, my name is Kelly. I'm going to be guiding you through a gentle hatha flow style of practice today. You're going to need two items for this class: a blanket and either a block or a bolster or a pillow, something that's a little bit more firm. And any of those items will work, as well as your mat, of course. So if you need to get any of those supplies to do your practice, then go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a card to anchor our practice today. See just what the energy asks us to allow to be our focus. Okay, compassion. As you pray each day for greater compassion, a new self is born, drawing new people and new experiences. Dear Lord, help me feel ever deepening self-acceptance. May I see myself as you see me. Compassion. Beautiful card. This again is from Tosha Silver's Wild Offering Oracle deck. Let's begin in a seated position. Highly recommend that you raise your hips either on your block, your blanket, or your bolster. And if the knees need any support, you could shift a blanket in underneath the side of your leg or your knee just to give yourself the support that you need. Take your palms face down on your legs. Press gently into the inner thighs and lift and lengthen the spine. Let the sit bones land and be heavy into your support, and see if you can release the weight of the legs and the pelvis, the sit bones, into your support. So softening and allowing gravity to bring the lower part of the body heavier into your support. And from there, lifting and lengthening the spine with your breath. On your inhale, feeling your breath move over the front side of your body. Exhale, soften the front side of your body. Inhale, feel the breath move up the back side of your body. Exhale, soften the back side of your body. Inhale, breathe up through the right side of your body. Exhale, soften the right side of your body. Inhale, breathe into the left side of your body. Exhale, soften the left side of your body. Now breathe in 360 degrees around the torso. Exhale, soften. Inhale, repeat. Exhale, let everything around the spine soften. Slightly constrict the back of your throat, allowing the breath to be slightly audible. As you inhale through the nose, if possible, let the breath expand the rib cage, the belly, and let that go as you exhale through the nose or sigh gently through the mouth. Involving the whole body with the breath now, extending from the trunk into the limbs. The breath's expanding all the way to the ends of your fingertips and to the ends of your toes. One more full cycle of breath here. Bringing your gaze inward to your heart space. Noticing the quality of your heart today. And anything that's sitting with you in your heart. Cultivate a sense of compassion, acceptance, for whatever is arising. And we'll let that be our anchor throughout the class today. Honor your body throughout this experience and give yourself permission to modify or adjust any of the movements that we're taking to suit your body today. This class will be soothing and grounding for the Vata and the Pitta doshas. If you're a Kapha dosha, then take this practice and use it as you need to, and maybe add something a little bit more vigorous to get yourself going at some point today. Okay, let's go ahead and release any props that you were using and move into your seated position without any supports, and take the legs a little bit wider. So the feet are wider than the hips, but each person will adjust the amount of width they have between the legs. So bring the hands to the thighs, breathe in, lift up, feel the collarbones expand even more here than in our opening exercise, and reach wide and up through the arms and twist over to one side. Reach the arms in front and back. On your next in-breath, rise and reach the arms up through center. And exhale, twist to the other side. Let the shoulders soften and reach through your fingertips. Inhale, rise and reach up. Exhale, twist to side one. Inhale, rise and reach through center. Exhale, twist. Good. We'll continue for one more cycle, just waking up and warming up the spine. So give yourself permission to allow this twist to be a little bit more subtle than your deepest twist. Back through center. Exhale, lower the arms down to your side. Inhale, rise, reach, extend the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Let the hands float down to the sky. Inhale, rise, reach, extend through the fingers. Reach up, maybe look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Let the knees bend any amount. Fold forward. Inhale, rise, reach, extend through the fingers. Exhale, hinge at the hip crease. Let the upper back round. Inhale, slowly lift the spine. Reach through the fingers. One more time. Fold over the legs. Let the hands come down. Let the arms be heavy. Let the chin tuck toward the chest. Let the upper back round. Inhale into the back of the neck. Exhale, soften the chin. Inhale, breathe between your shoulder blades. Exhale, soften the shoulder blades around your rib cage. Inhale into the arms. Exhale, let the arms be heavy. Inhale, press the hands into your mat, slowly rise up. Come to a long spine. Inhale, roll the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Repeat. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. If you like to close your eyes during this movement, let the eyeballs look down toward the cheekbones and release all those little muscles around the eyebrows, the upper eye socket, the forehead. Let the shoulders move with your breath. Always be guided by your breath. Let my words and my movement be a model for you, but give yourself permission to move within your own pacing. Good, 2 more like this. Beautiful. Okay, bring the legs back toward each other and bring your hands behind you, pressing your fingertips toward your hips if that's possible. The knees are bent about hip distance apart, and just take a moment and broaden your chest, squeeze your shoulders toward each other. Notice how this feels. Some of us might want to stay right here. If you want to find a little bit of heat, just a little bit, press into your heels, lift your hips up, and then lower your hips down. Okay, so let's inhale when the hips are down. Exhale, push through the heels, lift up. Inhale, slowly lower. Tuck the chin. Inhale and exhale. You decide the height of the lift. Okay, also the option to keep the hips grounded and with the hands behind you on the floor, feeling the chest open. Beautiful. 1 more. Good. Lower the pelvis down. Come back to your seated position. Let your legs cross. Inhale, rise, reach, extend the arms up. Exhale, twist to one side. Opposite hand, opposite knee. Back hand reaches down to the floor. Fingertips or palm presses down. Just depends on your body, the length of your arms. Breathe length into your spine as you inhale. Exhale, let the twist subtly come through the upper rib cage. Notice the effect physically or energetically around the heart space. Good. I like to keep the neck a little bit more neutral so as to not compress any of the blood vessels and alongside of the neck. Good. Feel that spaciousness and expansion into the rib cage. 1 more breath in here and exhale. Inhale, twist toward the front of your mat. Rise, reach, extend the arms up. And exhale, come through to the second side. Good. Opposite hand, opposite knee. Fingertips or palm behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale here. Just noticing the range of motion, being present to the physical and energetic sensations you feel through the body. Monitoring what feels nourishing. Let your breath be rejuvenating nectar. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. As you release through center, rise, reach, extend the arms up. And exhale, lower the hands down through heart center. Good. Release from your seated position and come onto your hands and knees. Take a blanket under the knees if that would allow you to be a little bit more comfortable in this kneeling position. Bring the hands back toward the knees for a moment. Lift the heel of the hand off of your mat and press the fingers down in towards your mat, walking the fingers around by your knees. If you can handle a little bit more pressure, a little bit more weight bearing, then you can walk your hands further away from your body. That's going to weight the movement a little bit more. And then we're going to press the palms of the hands, the heel of the hands, and the fingers down toward the mat. Okay, and you can work all the way around, rotating through the whole arm, wrist, and fingers. Good. And then make fists with the hands. Walk the fists all around. Good idea to practice this maybe a couple of times throughout the day, even at the wall, to strengthen the wrists. If you find that you get fatigue or pain through the wrists when you're in table pose for extended periods or downward dog, your wrists just need a little bit of training to be in these positions. Okay, the hands come under the shoulders, the knees come under the hips, toes tucked or untucked. Soften the abdomen toward the floor. Offer the heart forward, take the gaze up, and reverse that. Tuck the tail, slowly round through the spine. Tuck the chin to the chest. Good, and release. Tail lifts, abdomen softens, heart pulls through, gaze comes forward and up. Good. Let there be a wave through the spine. Find the direction where the inhale feels natural and where the exhale feels natural. Beautiful. The last time you bring the chest forward, we'll return to neutral spine. Tuck the toes. Walk the hands back toward the knees. Shift the weight back toward the toes. Notice how that feels. We'll all have a little bit different range here. And then walk the hands forward. Take the weight out of the toes. Hands come back. Weight shifts back toward the toes, opening through the flesh of the sole of the foot. Walk the hands forward, feel the pressure on the wrists, walking the hands back, stretching the fascia in the feet. Good. Those of us who feel very driven toward productivity can sometimes have a bit of a challenging time being in these gentler practices and giving ourselves full permission to receive the full benefit. We like to move vigorously and strongly to feel like we're really accomplishing something in our practice. And I wonder if we could shift our narrative and find as much value in the subtle openings through the body and the awareness that we're cultivating through our breath in this kind of a practice. Really recognizing how that benefits our well-being just as much as a strenuous practice. Maybe come back and lift the knees or stay on the knees and sit with the weight back toward the heels. It'll be a little bit different for everybody. Feel the abdomen engage as you lift. Beautiful. Now we're going to work up the chain from the foot to the lower leg now. Bring your knees back down, walk your hands forward, wrists under the shoulders, extend the right leg back, press the toes down into your mat, and push the heel behind you. Open up through the back of your calf. Good. And you could take that a little bit forward and back, giving yourself a little rock. Notice if you start holding your breath and feel into the breath once more. Good. Go ahead and release the right knee down. Extend the left leg behind you, toes pressed to the mat, and then offer the heel to the back of the mat. Notice the difference already between right side and left. You could stay static with the heel consistently pressing to the back of your mat, or do a little pulse. Dear Lord, help me feel ever deepening self-acceptance. May I see myself as you see me. Beautiful. Release the left knee down. Okay, from here, leave the right hand on your mat. Extend the right leg back behind you. This time, pushing the heel straight back to the back of the room. The foot is lifted. Balance into your left knee and right hand as you extend the left arm forward, reaching through the fingertips. Long line throughout the body. Feel a nice connection to the left side of the shoulder. So thinking down lower than the upper shoulder, thinking all the way down into the space around the armpit and working back toward the spine on the left side. Release the right knee, the left hand down. Sit back toward the toes again with the toes tucked. An option to come all the way back and lift the knees up off of the floor. Good. Release the knees down, come back through center, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Extend the left leg back, press the heel to the back of your mat. Anchor into the left hand as you extend the right arm forward. Push through the fingers, push through the heel. Everything else is hugging into the midline. Good. Notice a tendency to bring your shoulder out of its socket and engage the muscles of your shoulder on your back. And then let the fingers press through. Breathing in and breathing out, stabilizing through the hips. One more inhale here. Exhale, lower the left knee, lower the right hand. Bring the big toes to touch, take the knees wide. Sit back into child's pose. We are going to stay here for a few breaths. So if you have a rolled blanket or a bolster, you could bring that underneath the chest and rest one cheek against your bolster if you're looking for something a little bit more passive. Alternately, it might be that the forehead doesn't quite meet the mat, so you could take your blanket, bolster, or block underneath the forehead. Okay, if you're working with fatigue through the shoulders or any discomfort there, go ahead and bring your hands back alongside your ankles. Good. Good, and notice where sensation is super present. And breathe gently into those areas. Unlock the jaw, separate the teeth, wiggle the lower jaw. Let the tongue soften off of the roof of your mouth. In this position, with the heart protected, notice the quality of your heart.
3 more breaths here. Inhale, push into the hands, lift up. If you're using any support, go ahead and remove it and walk your hands over toward the right. Let the forehead rest down toward a support or to your mat. And feel the length from the outside edge of your left pinky finger all the way down through your hip. Inhale into the left side body. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in, push your hands down into the floor, lift the spine. Gently walk the hands through center and now moving over toward the left. Extension from the outside of the right pinky finger all the way down through the arm, the side of the rib cage, down to the hip. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, push the hands down into the floor. Slowly walk the hands back through center. Sit back in your neutral child's pose for 2 breaths. And then press the hands into your mat. Slowly lift the hips, come back up through center. Make your way down into a seated position. Good. This time, bring the sole of one foot into the inner thigh, and the other leg is long. I really think that elevating the hips is optimal in these seated poses. So you could take your blanket. You might not want to be up as high as a bolster or a block for this position, but feel free to lift up onto your blanket. Good. Let your hands connect to the thighs. Inhale, sitting nice and tall. Let the shoulders relax from the ears. Breathe in. Breathe out. Expand your breath into the sides of your rib cage. You might even place your hands on the rib cage for this one more cycle of breath. Good. Anchor the hand toward the bent leg down to the floor. Reach the fingers of the opposite arm to the side, overhead, and over toward the bent knee. Circle that arm forward to the front of the mat. Place the hand on your mat. Rise, reach, extend the opposite arm up, reaching through the fingers toward the straight leg this time, and then circling forward, back through center. Anchor the hand. Rise, reach, sweep the opposite arm overhead, circle forward, extend, release down, reach up and over, release the hand down, forward, back toward the bent knee. Inhale, opposite arm up, reaching over, forward, cross the center of your mat, anchor the hand, rise, reach, extend up, release, toward the center. One more time to each side. Rise, reach, extend the arm up, float the arm forward through center, over toward the straight leg. Beautiful. Good. Come on back up through center. Turn toward the long leg. Bring your fingertips or your palms to the floor, whatever reaches, and press forward through the heel of the straight leg, anchoring the back of the leg toward your mat. And take a little hinge through the hips. Notice how far you can fold forward with a long spine. Notice where you feel sensation in this movement. Good, and then as you anchor the hands, walk the hands back in, lift the spine. We'll repeat that with our breath. Inhale, hinging at the hip crease, keeping the spine long, folding in, anchoring the hands, pressing back to a long spine. Inhale to flow in. Exhale to extend up. Inhale, extend the spine long. Keep that bottom leg active and engaged. Inhale, soften. Exhale, rise. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to come down and stay for a few cycles of breath. Bring the palms down. For some of us, the hands might come toward the shins. Some of us might be able to catch the ankles or wrap the hands around the foot. Breathe into the side of the body where you're feeling the expansion. Let your upper shoulders around your chin come to your chest. Good. If it feels more appropriate in your body today to keep that length through the entire spine, the chest more lifted and the shoulders back toward each other. If you need that opening through the chest, take it. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, push through the hands and gently lift the spine, come back up through center. Twist toward the bent knee, gentle twist to release opposite hand, opposite knee. Breathe long through the spine. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. And breathe out. Return back through center. Switch the position of the legs. So opposite sole of the foot comes into the long leg on the second side. Okay. And just feel yourself into this side. Rise, reach, extend the arms up. Exhale, open to cactus arms. Squeeze the shoulders toward each other on the back. Elbows about in line with the shoulders. Reach through your fingertips. Spread the palms. Good. Open the elbows slightly behind you. Breathe into the chest. Breathe out. Inhale, extend the arms up. Maybe the palms touch, maybe they don't. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Squeeze the shoulders together. Open the chest. Reach through your fingers. Reach up. Exhale, pull down through the elbows. Inhale, reach and extend. Good. Reach, extend, lift through the arms. Turn the torso toward the long leg. Allow the fingertips to come down, touch the floor, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Good. Gently walk back up. You're going to notice different openings or restrictions from left to right side. So just work with that. Take any extra supports that you need. Okay, if this really doesn't work with the knee bent, you could extend the leg and still hinge over to that side. Do what's right for you. Okay, this time you inhale, hinge at the hips, lengthen the low back. Some of us will want to stay more active, keep the chest lifted, broaden the collarbones. Or you may feel inclined to drop the chin around the upper back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, anchor the hands on opposite sides of the legs. Slowly lift the spine. Come back through center. Twist toward the bent knee. Opposite hand, opposite knee. Fingertips anchor into the floor behind you. Breathe fully into the torso. And breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the breath. Exhale the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, release back through center. Bring the hands back behind the hips. Lift both knees up. Bring yourself in toward butterfly position with the soles of the feet together. You determine the closeness of your heels toward the groin. Maybe catch the ankles or the shins, the base of the big toes, and take a nice long lift and lengthen through the spine. Take your gaze towards your nose. Inhale here. Exhale, engage the glutes, press the outer thighs toward your mat. Inhale, gaze is still at the nose. Exhale, actively engaging the outer thighs toward the mat. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Release the grip of the hands. Let the knees come up. Windshield wiper the legs from side to side a few times. The feet could be as narrow or wide as feels good in your body. Okay. When this feels complete, we're now going to shift down onto our back. You're going to need to have both of your props, your blanket and also your bolster or your second blanket, your block, whatever your second prop is. We're going to come into a little bit of a back bend, and for back bends, we don't use head support unless you need to support the space underneath your neck. So if that's you, what you'll do is you'll just take one narrow end of your blanket and give it a subtle roll. This is quite a smushy blanket, one of these nice cushy microfiber blankets, so it's a little bit higher than the roll in a cotton blanket would be, but that will smush in nicely against my neck when I come down. And then the back part of the blanket should be quite flat to your mat if you need the neck roll. If you don't need the neck roll, then no obligation to use it. Lower down onto your forearms, come all the way onto your back, and let that neck rest just settle into the opening space between the top of the shoulders and the base of the skull. Okay, and then from there, we're going to use the prop. That could be another folded blanket, a bolster, or your block, your yoga block. We're gonna press into the heels to lift the hips, and you're going to rest the bolster or the block in underneath the sacrum. So this is quite a wide breadth on my bolster. However, the sacrum is that triangular, large-ish bone in at the space between the back of the hip points. And you'll really feel that sacrum is connecting to your block. That's the area you want to feel this, rather than having your support in the arch of the low back. We're not going for that. That's too high up. And we're not down so low that we're in the tailbone. We want to be supported right underneath the sacrum. We're going to settle in here for several cycles of breath. You might walk your shoulders toward each other a little bit, the hands away from the hips just a wee bit. If you want more opening through the chest, extend the arms long to the side, or come into that cactus arm shape by bending the elbows and bringing the backs of the hands to the floor. Some will like to stay here with the knees bent. Some will want to feel a little bit more sensation. So gently walking the feet 1 foot at a time forward until you find that perfect Goldilocks position. For some, that will be legs fully extended. Most of us will be somewhere between knees fully bent and the legs fully extended. Be in a space where you can surrender, where you can let go of the hips, where you don't have to grip through the low back, through the glutes, through the hamstrings. If you're tensing and tightening, then back away a little bit. There's no right or wrong. Land here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, let the hips take up a little bit more space against your support. Let gentle breath move into the pelvic region. All of the space between the front hip points. All of the organs and nerve tissues connecting down into this area of the body. Soften the pelvic floor. Let the legs be heavy. Engage the abdomen just enough to draw the heel in as though you were dragging the heel in through sand. One side and then the other. And then from here, anchor the left foot, lift and extend the right leg. Allow the knee to be bent any amount, working the leg towards straight if that's available. If not, no big deal. Extend through the toes, lift the toes toward the sky. Feel the opening over the front of the foot, the front of the shin. And then reach your heels up to the ceiling, draw your toes back toward your shins. Toes to the sky, heels to the sky. Feel length from the hip to the toe or the heel. Make your way through these two movements a few more times. Imagine any residual tension water falling over the legs, the shins, the knees, the thighs, the tummy, the ribs, the heart, the throat, the neck, the head, streaming out through the crown of the head, purifying any tension or stagnant energy that's being released. Wiggle the toes, let the legs shake, 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 shake. Bring the feet back down to the floor, knees bent, push the heels into your mat, lift the hips and remove your bolster. Slowly lower the spine, settle the hips back down to your mat. Hug your right knee in toward your chest. Take any little release of the hip out to one side, back through center. Right knee back in through center, release the right foot to the mat, bring the left knee toward the chest. Open the left leg to the side, back through center. Repeat several times. And then take any final little movements that you need before you settle into your Shavasana. I encourage you to take a little bit more support underneath the neck and head now. So if you were using that blanket roll, you might snuggle your blanket, depends on what kind of blanket you have, but snuggle and support the blanket in and against your head and neck. I like to squish the blanket right in and create a nice neutral neck, chin slightly tucked. You could place the bolster under your knees. Alternately, the feet could come wide and the knees could drop in toward one another. A constructive rest variation. We're going to see how the hands land comfortably. You could experiment by turning the palms up or letting the outside edge of the hand rest on the floor or palms down. See what feels most restful to you and be with that. Move your breath into the back side of your body. Let yourself be held here. Breathing in calming, quieting energy. Breathing out whatever wants to go. Let yourself take respite here as long as you can. Peace in our minds, peace in our words, peace in our hearts. Namaste.